Alana Jaylo.
Rick Hammond.
I have a good friend of mine.
Uh-huh.
You and I were in bed this morning.
Oh, you have to mention that.
You and I were reading the Bible in the living room.
Oh my goodness.
Morning.
Okay, just tell just don't even. What happened?
I got a text from my very good friend saying, "How is your girlfriend? I just heard that there was a huge, massive typhoon in the Philippines," and she knows that you're Filipino. And at first I was a little bit upset because so am I. So there was a thing that you would have asked about me.
You don't know that, Bubs.
I don't know that, even though that's what one of those test companies said about my sister.
Oh my goodness.
Which one was it? I don't even remember.
I know what it is.
Is it 20? Which one is it?
23andMe.
Was it 23andMe?
That's what you said.
Okay, that must have been.
Unless it was Ancestry, but I don't even.
So you take a shower. And I asked Miss A how to spell Hawaii. Mm-hmm. And the reason was because I was writing my friend back saying, "Hey, thank you for the concern. Most of Alana's relatives are either in Washington State or Hawaii, except for her dad. And, that's a whole situation."
Yeah.
And so, but we really appreciate you checking in.
Yeah.
And so that's what I said back to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was nice of this person to do that.
She's a great human being.
Yes.
She's like one of the few human beings who gives me hope in humanity.
Well, I hope so.
Her and my buddy, the Catholic dude.
Yeah.
I say it like that, like me and this guy hardly ever talk.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, that Catholic guy, yeah.
And I've met him once or twice. We used to be roommates.
I met him once, and he seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah, anyway, and I met them at the same place. So
okay.
They give me hope for our future.
Yeah, you need those people in your life, I think.
I'm sure you have people like that who make you feel proud to be a human being.
Of course. I think I think we do. Some people notice it less than others, but I think that in everybody's life there has to be at least one or two people that you just feel good around them. You just feel good to talk to them, either while you're talking to them or after. You know
that they're trying their best to be a good person. And it doesn't mean that they succeed every time, and it doesn't mean that they're not going to slip up because they're human. But the general arc of their life leans in the direction of being better.
Yes.
Or as good as they can be.
Yes, that's all we can do is to strive to be better. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even a little, still better, like Homeboy from Gnarls Barkley says.
Okay, I think I heard that one.
That's my favorite song of theirs, A Little Better. I know everybody always says Crazy. And that's good. I like that song.
Crazy is the first song I heard from them, so...
That was their big hit.
Yes, it was.
But I really love that song, A Little Better.
Okay.
That CeeLo sings.
Okay.
Let me tell you the storyline, and if you like my story, fine, but ain't none of the glory mine. Alana hates it when I sing songs.
Well, I hate it when you quote stuff and then you never stop quoting it.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's one of your weird quirks there, Bubs.
I think most people do that, right?
Not everybody. I mean, it's one thing if, I do remember when I think I was watching Zoolander with some friends.
Oh God, I hate that movie.
Tell us how you really feel, Bubs. I thought it was strange.
Hate is a strong term. What I will say is I did not get it, and I'm surprised that it's considered such a classic.
I mean, there were some funny things in it. My roommate was more into it than I was, and she kept quoting stuff. I was like, stop it. I actually got a little bit annoyed under it.
Oh my goodness.
Stop it. Just stop it. And I've noticed that as I've gotten older, I used to quote more stuff when I was younger, but I realized that when I've gotten older, it's like, maybe I should stop quoting movies in front of my friends just because I can imagine how annoying that would be.
Interesting.
So
my Catholic friend who I brought up earlier has not seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Great movie.
Yeah, he grew up in Kerala, which is part of India.
Yeah.
Which kind of explains it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, why don't we do a movie night tomorrow night? So I'm going to show him that movie.
Is it in descriptive?
Yes.
Nice. It's a long one too. I think it's like 3 hours.
Now.
2? Oh wait, I think I know why it was 3 hours on TV because of all the commercial breaks.
It's like 2 hours, but it's a little bit weird because George H.W. Bush apparently narrates it.
Oh, well, if you can get past that, I think it should be fine, Bubs.
Yeah, I know.
You have to get past that, Bubs.
Oh,
it's not as if you're listening to one of his speeches. It's that you're listening to a movie that's being described by somebody that pre-recorded it.
That's true.
Yeah. So move your politics aside and enjoy the movie.
I got a political question for you, but it's not what you expect.
Oh boy.
So Cori Bush, the good Bush, as I like to call her.
Please.
Is
no better than him. Go on.
Oh, I want her to run for president.
No, I don't think so.
She's getting flack from the Democrats because she basically came out with some statement saying that you guys are going to blow it in the midterms next year. Mm-hmm. And a lot of members of the Democratic Party, the usual suspects, are pushing back against her.
Right.
And I only listened to like 2 minutes of it because it was when you were getting out of the shower.
Mm-hmm.
You'd actually come into the bedroom. I started watching this video from Secular Talk, which is one of my favorite political analysis channels. And Kyle from Secular Talk was starting to discuss it, and then you called me in here. Mm-hmm. So my question is, we both know I want to vote for Cori Bush. She has her issues, but overall I think she's good. And we both know that you're not a fan of hers.
I'm definitely not. I think she's one of the wokest people out there.
And the thing that I think makes her different than just one of those people who likes to virtue signal is she actually takes action and does stuff for the people. So she's woke, but she's woke with a backbone. And that's, I think, what sets her apart. And we both know that you and I both hate the Democratic establishment.
I don't like the Democratic establishment as much as I don't like the Republican establishment.
So my question for you.
Yeah.
Gun to your head. And I don't have a gun, so we're not actually, this is like a mental
I can't believe you're doing this to me.
If you had to choose, let's say Donald Trump says, for sure, I'm not running, and the Republicans are just going to set out 2024. Now, we know that's not going to happen.
We know? No. You think it's not going to happen, but the Democratic Party is very much crumbling. So
okay.
I don't think they're going to make it.
I just said, what if Donald Trump said he's setting out the next election? I'm not going to run.
Well, I'm sure that...
I have a question for you.
What?
Gun to your head. You have to choose.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because this is a theoretical exercise, and it's kind of fun.
But it's not fun for me.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can make it enjoyable.
All
and
right.
they tell you, okay, Alana, you're not going to get a Republican in 2024, and your choices are either Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Pete Buttigieg runs things for the next 4 years, or you could get Cori Bush with Jamal Bowman as her vice president and AOC.
I would have to, well, for sure I'm not voting for AOC, but I would really have to do some research and see if any of these people theoretically would have policies that I would support. Because if I wasn't going to vote for them, I'd put somebody else on the ballot.
But if you only had a choice between Joe Biden or Cori Bush, and
well, then I hope I die before then. I hope that I'm.
I hope she runs.
I joke, but yeah.
Oh, if she ran, babes. If she ran, I would vote.
I would have to leave you then.
Why is that?
I wouldn't be able to support her.
Is Jamal Bowman old enough to run for president? He's pretty good too.
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know much about what he would do anyway. I don't know much about this guy anyway.
Jamal Bowman was elected, I want to say, in 2018. Time goes by so fast now because I'm old. But
you're not that old.
I'm old enough.
That means that I'm older.
Okay.
That means that I'm really old then.
And he didn't accept any corporate money. Also, he used to be an ex-teacher, so he has life experience. And he also voted against the, the Build Back Better bill that they were pushing? The one that was just
Build Back Better bill that they're still pushing, yeah.
Oh, not that one. The first one that was a handout to big corporations.
I forgot what that was.
And he said that the reason he was voting against it was because progressives agreed that the two bills had to be hand in hand, and he was fighting for the $3.5 trillion, and it was already reduced since then. So he stuck to his guns. I really like this guy. But I don't know if he's old enough to run for president.
Well, how old is this guy?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But you have to be 35, so.
Yeah, you have to be 35 and older. I know that, but I don't know enough about this guy.
You will not be voting for AOC next time, because I believe she's like a month too young to run next time.
She is, I believe at this point, she is 31, I'm thinking, because she was in office before she was 29.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now yeah, because by the time it's 2025, then she would have already been, she will already be 35. So that would be,
I think it's very close. I don't have her birthday off the top of my head, but I don't believe she's going to be able to run in 2024.
No, she wouldn't be.
I have some issues with AOC.
Oh, I'm glad you do, because I've always had issues with her.
No. It's not like you and Trump where like everything he does is great.
No. I actually do have very much good reason to have issues with her, because she has said some pretty crazy things, and I like I told you, Bob, I really think you should study the Green New Deal that she wanted to push, because you would have a lot of issues after reading that, because what she is proposing.
I don't think she's perfect, but I would vote for her for president.
No,
I'm definitely less of a fan now than I was.
No, you've got to look at the Green New Deal before you're even thinking about voting for this lady, because I'm telling you, Bubs, that's what progressives want to do. They want to take away everything, including planes and automobiles. And in fact, Mazie Hirono was on top of this. And I'm not a fan of Mazie Hirono.
I don't know who that is.
Mazie Hirono is a senator in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
She's terrible, but she actually said, "Oh, that would be great to have a train to Hawaii. The only problem is you have to fly over the ocean, and trains can't travel over the ocean."
Yeah.
So that wouldn't make any sense. And so why you should study this is she's probably one of those people that will say, "Oh, I don't want people to use their cars and their other vehicles, and especially planes," but she'll get on a Learjet.
Okay, let me ask you something.
Yes.
As you know, I don't watch CNN or MSNBC.
I don't watch them anyway. Yes.
I watch TYT, Secular Talk, Democracy Now!, Breaking Points, those types of things.
Both all very depressing. Okay, go on.
TYT isn't that depressing.
Well, at least Democracy Now! Is very depressing.
Yes. And they all have their issues. And I love the damage report, but that's part of TYT as well.
Okay.
But for the most part, I think they do a good job. You have always said to me that people take Trump out of context and misquote him or blow something out of proportion.
Oh, yes.
And that I need to watch more American news like Fox or OWN or, one of those. And I'm curious, have you actually read the Green New Deal, or have you just read reports about it?
I've definitely read about it. It is.
But have you read it?
Have I read it?
Yeah.
Not the entire thing.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that I read the entire thing, because I believe it is a long bill, but I could go over it again. But basically, in listening to reports about it and also reading about it, the gist is that they want to control what people eat. That this bill will control what people eat, and also will control what people drive. And it also has to do with, alternative, ways to conserve energy. Like the solar panel thing is now being, put under fire, because they're finding out that these solar panel things don't really work.
They don't work. They're not the only thing.
And windmills are not, and windmills aren't working either.
Right, but we do need to do something in this country, because gas and oil is killing us.
I really don't think I honestly think there's something being exaggerated. And I think the agenda is that the more we get people to not use any, gas-powered vehicles, then we can get them to use electric cars. But not everybody wants to use electric cars. And it's just, I mean, all it is control and power is behind this Green New Deal.
But don't you think we have a real problem in this country where we have things like what's going on in Oklahoma, where they have earthquakes now and they didn't before, and they're attributing it to fracking for oil, right? So if we didn't have such a dependence on oil, people in Oklahoma wouldn't have earthquakes.
I personally don't think it has anything to do with oil. I think it has everything to do with the earth shifting. And that's just, now I don't like earthquakes. I've been through a couple of earthquakes. They're not fun, but I don't think it has anything to do with oil.
Most scientists would disagree with you.
Yeah, but there are scientists that don't agree, that fracking is hurting the earth either.
Yeah, and all those are probably employed by Fox News. Stop.
Bubs!
What?
You do that all the time, Bubs.
Dude, what do I do?
Ugh.
What do I do?
You do that all the time.
Oh my goodness. How do you feel, babes, about the text that came out between Tucker Carlson and Hunter Biden a couple weeks ago?
I don't know about that, but I did not hear about that. However, here's something that you mentioned, because you have this idea that Tucker Carlson is racist.
Yes, I do.
Hold on.
And
Hold on. Just let me talk for a minute, because there's something that's going to blow it out of the water.
Okay.
There was a report he did on a woman named Rachel Rollins, who is now the attorney of Massachusetts.
Go ahead.
He reported against her because she went up to this car. There was a white woman in the car, and there was her black fiance. And the reason why I mention that is because she goes up to his side and starts to cause trouble for them on Christmas Eve, and says something like, "I will call the police." And she impersonates a police officer and has strobe lights on her car. And not only that, because now she's the attorney of Massachusetts, she has tried to make herself come off as an actual black woman, except she's not black. She's like Irish and whatever else she's got. So if you really think that he's racist, then I think you should look up the Rachel Rollins story, because that was just recently reported.
Let me break down Tucker Carlson for you and what type of a human being I think he is.
Oh, please.
And I'll do. Don't steal the recorder, babes.
I will.
No.
I have.
No. It'll prevent us from doing this.
Okay.
This guy says that he's against the elites, and what he conveniently puts down is that are you familiar with Swanson TV dinners?
Yes, I have not bought them, but I know what they are. Yes.
Okay, you do realize that Tucker Carlson is the heir to the Swanson fortune, right? But he conveniently doesn't talk about that.
No, I didn't know that, and I personally don't care. But we'll go on.
I find it interesting that he talks against elite, yet he was a rich kid.
Yeah, but you haven't listened to enough of his show to really get the gist of what he even talked against Jussie Smollett. He talked against Jussie
Everybody
Smollett.
should talk against him.
But no. I'm just saying, if he was a really racist person, don't you think that he would?
I'm going to break this down for you.
Bubs, I already know what you're going to say. Really?
Can our brothers talk?
No.
Or say your piece, and then we're getting back to Tucker Carlson.
No, we're not going to get back to Tucker Carlson, because I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
You're going to say, "Oh, he's racist. He didn't treat Hunter Biden fairly."
No. Let me explain why
he's a racist, even though I don't listen to his show.
No.
I only watched part of his show, and only getting like the leftist part of it.
Hold on. You do know that I am going to say he's a racist, but you don't know why I'm going to say he's a racist. And some context matters. So let me break it down for you. So one, I said the thing about elites.
Yeah, the context matters if it's being propagandized by the left.
Oh my goodness. The reason I started with the thing about the elites is to show that this guy is a little bit dishonest. And if he's not straight out lying, he's definitely being selective on what he chooses to share and not share, right? So okay, so now let's move on to the racist things. we've talked about this here before, and I assume that you've not done the research into this, and I could give you sources, which I'll do off this if you would like. His head writer was fired last year, and the reason why is because he was on white supremacist message boards saying that I work in these dog whistles into Tucker Carlson's monologue, and I make it so he can say stuff that's nationalists, white nationalists, and not get called on it. And Fox News actually had to apologize for this guy.
No, Tucker Carlson came out and said that he did not support this guy.
Yeah, he did a 2-minute segment.
Oh, please.
And this guy was a writer on a show for how many years? Stop. We can't do this if you take this away.
Good.
So we'll wrap this up really quick, but I want to say 2 more things about TC, Tucker Carlson. I don't know why it escaped him a dumb nickname. Okay. I forget what I was going to say. So, I remember now. You were saying, well, Rick, how could you say that? He defended a black man who was in an interracial relationship. So why would Tucker Carlson do that if he's such a big racist? That's basically the gist of what you were saying.
No, he defended a white woman and a black guy.
Right.
So, and then he was also speaking up against Rachel Rollins, who is trying to come off as being a black woman,
okay.
Which she's not.
Okay, fair question. Why would Tucker Carlson defend an interracial couple? Because you think, white nationalists. White nationalists don't defend interracial couples.
No, they don't.
You are correct. However, Tucker Carlson, I'm assuming he does this show 5 days a week or 4 days a week.
And keep in mind, I haven't watched a full episode of his show in a long time, but I have heard this.
Okay. So why would he do that? And I'll give you the straight answer. You can preach white nationalist propaganda and do it in dog whistles. Like, I don't know. Let's say he does a show 4 days a week. And let's say he has a good amount of vacation time. So let's say he does that 400 hours a year of doing white nationalist propaganda. And you sneak it in with maybe an hour a year of pro interracial marriage and pro, black cops, that type of thing.
I actually believe that garbage.
And then what you do is you amplify the times where he talks positively about black people.
Please, you believe this leftist garbage that they're trying to propagandize Tucker Carlson and make him sound like a racist?
I think he is a racist.
Bubs, okay, look up the Rachel Rollins story and get back to me.
But my point is, my darling, that's one of maybe 3 or 4 stories he does each year of defending black people. And the rest of the time.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Don't you think that if he was a super racist person, he would be a lot more open to talking about white power? And by the way, a nationalist doesn't always mean white nationalist.
Doesn't always, in this case.
Nationalist means an American nationalist where they're defending the country. It doesn't mean that the person is a white nationalist.
Okay. Let me break this down because you actually just made a good point. Well, why would he defend any black people ever?
Yeah, exactly.
Because he can't come out right and say, I hate all black people, or else he'll lose his position. He's got to do it in code.
Oh, come on. Do you believe that?
Yes, I do.
I can't believe you would fall for that garbage.
Yes, yeah, he has to do it in code.
It's garbage, okay? The left is going to say anything to make a person like Tucker Carlson sound like an evil person.
I think,
but they won't hold themselves accountable for it.
All right, so here was the initial point. Because we're getting into the weeds a little bit.
I know, and
we can do that news exchange. I'm waiting for your go ahead. I'll have you watch the damage report, and you can have me watch Tucker Carlson if you want.
Or something else, yeah.
Yeah, or something else. Until then, does it bother you that Tucker Carlson at least used to be friends with Hunter Biden?
I didn't even know he was.
And this came out from QAnon, so it's a super right-wing source.
Yeah, but I don't even know what the whole QAnon thing is.
They're a very pro-Trump internet group, and they released texts of Tucker Carlson asking Hunter Biden to write his son a recommendation for some school. And now, in fairness, this was back in 2014, but it just came out.
I have to look that one up because I didn't even hear about that.
Mm-hmm.
I can admit that I've never heard that before. I don't know why it would come out now, and I also don't know why he would be. I mean, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not. I don't know.
I have one more question and then we're going to move off to Tucker Carlson if you want.
I think we should.
Okay. Last question. Does it bother you that we have not kissed since the beginning of this recording?
No, because we're going to kiss anyway.
All right. Well, kiss me anyway.
Are you just doing that because you think I'm a little worked up?
You are a little worked up and you need to be kissed. And actually more needs to be done, but this is a family.
Oh my goodness.
And Rick has been told explicitly that he's not allowed to talk about certain things.
Explicitly, yes.
Yes.
Because I do have a say. But anyway. We had a good day yesterday. I was a little bit stressed out. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Well, you already know why, but I'm going to tell everybody else that. I was thinking, so I thought out what I thought was a whole bag of chicken thighs in the fridge.
Ooh, so can we back up just a quick second?
Yes.
We had planned to make calzones.
Yes.
But instead of using some beef product, we wanted to use some leftover chicken.
Yeah, and it sounded really good.
And so we were preparing things, and I said, I'm going to cut the chicken while you work on the veg.
Right. So I go into the refrigerator, and I didn't realize that the chicken pieces were smaller. And I remember the week before, I used another bag of chicken thighs, but they were the ones that I had in the freezer. I'm sorry, the fridge. And I believe I put that one back in the freezer, and I thought that the chicken thighs were a lot bigger. Maybe that's why it looked like there was like a few pieces of chicken thighs. Mm. I don't know. But anyway, I was upset because I'm like, well, what happened to the rest of the chicken thighs? Because you're like, oh, there's like one piece of chicken in here. I'm like, are you serious? And, so he said, well, that means that there's not a lot to cut for me. I'm like, okay. So I cut up the mushroom and the pepper, which was really, really good.
Yes.
Cleaned out all the seeds of the pepper. The mushroom tasted really good with everything else. I also grated some parm, and I grated parm, and I think that was it. Grated parm, and I grated parm, and I broke apart the mozzarella.
The fresh mutz.
The fresh mutz. And so I did that, and you graciously agreed to make the dough ahead of time.
Yes. Which
really was...
Not the dough recipe I would have used, but check last recording to find out about it.
It turned out really good, though.
It did.
So we did make it work. I was hoping to have more chicken for mashed potatoes, but we decided that because we don't have any chicken anymore, we're just going to make some baked potatoes tonight. Well,
we have that leftover veg and chicken that I put in the container. We're going to use that. It's not a lot, but it's something.
Yeah, we're going to use that for the some of the toppings.
Yes.
And we're going to grate some... I think we're going to use some fresh cheddar, right? You said?
Yes. I'm going to have you break out the box cutter that I gave you and make some cheddar.
Yeah. And
grate it.
I grated quite a bit of Parmesan. It was really good.
Yes.
Fresh Parm is good. I also have shredded cheddar and shredded mutz too.
Nice.
I don't know that the mutz would be good. You think the mutz would be good on the potato?
I've had it. It's okay, but just use a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I do have some shredded mutz.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm glad that it worked out. We also had some leftover mutz and some barbecue potato chips, which we do have some more left.
Nice.
Which I'm gonna. We could either eat them later or eat them with dinner.
That was good there, Jaylo.
So that turned out really well. I am planning to buy more chicken thighs next week.
Nice.
And a ham.
Very good.
If I can find a ham.
Yes.
We already have the turkey all ready.
It's not all ready, but it's
it's not all ready. It's here. It's not thawed out, but I still can't believe I got an extra turkey.
That's good, babes.
Yeah, it is.
Jaylo.
Yes.
Before we talk about yesterday, let's get back to today.
Uh-huh.
You come out of the shower.
Yes.
With clothes on.
Yeah.
Because you're never nude.
Oh my goodness. No, I'm not.
I know, that's
that's so funny though.
Jaylo is a never nude.
Whatever.
So your clothes are very wet. No.
No, they were dry. Yes.
And I'm watching a video that I've seen many times in love. It's of Ted Turner interviewing Carl Sagan. Now, the anniversary of Sagan's death is on Monday.
Yeah.
And it'll be 25 years since he passed away.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering from you, you know that I'm a huge Carl Sagan fan.
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to read any of his books? Or explore this man's
I'm thinking
videos?
about it. I mean, there's so many books that I want to get to, but after I'm done with TuneIn, which I really am planning to finish it before Christmas.
Nice.
Hopefully. If I'm diligent.
You're gonna have to cram this week then.
I know.
Yes.
But that can be done.
Yes.
It's possible. I really do want to read books from James Randi.
He's great, and him and Carl Sagan were actually pretty good friends.
Yeah, so those are a couple of people that I want to read books on.
Yeah, I like Carl Sagan more, but James Randi, he ain't no slouch. He's got some good stuff too.
Well, he was doing, so I found something on YouTube where he was explaining the bending of the spoon trick.
Is that the one where it's like an 18-minute clip and it's of him talking with Uri Geller on some show that Bob Barker's hosting from the 70s?
I think it might have been.
Yeah, I love that clip.
That one when he's like, okay, this is what people do when they are trying to convince people that they can bend a spoon.
And then he gives a spoon to Uri Geller and he can't bend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so I want to read something on him because it sounds like he was really good at explaining, okay, this is a trick that psychics use, or this is a trick that this person used. And that reminded me of one of the movies that we just saw last night, but we're going to get to that in a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, good, babes. Maybe we should talk about The Boys.
Yes, let's.
Yes. Episode 6 of season 2.
Yes.
Do you want to get the recap, or would you like
No,
me to?
I'll have you do it. I only saw it once.
Okay. So there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to go quickly and maybe a little bit out of order, but it's all
okay.
good. Yeah. We have our main crew and they decide to take Starlight. Well, first what happens is Frenchie takes Starlight's chip out of her. Now that is a piece of equipment that Vought put into her skin so they can always track her.
That sounds painful.
It does, and it looked like it was not fun.
But I'm glad that she wasn't actually sawed open.
Yep. So since Starlight had looked in Stormfront's computer during the last episode, she knew about this place that was basically a hospital, and that Vought had something to do with it. Mm-hmm. So our crew goes there. Butcher and her are fighting.
Yeah.
I love Butcher, but it's mainly his fault.
It is. He has gotten himself into a bunch of messes.
Mm-hmm. Huey stays back with them while Frenchie, Kimiko, and MM sneak into this hospital dressed like they're doctors.
Oh yeah, this is interesting. This is when the action starts.
Yep. They break into this room with Lamplighter, who is the man who killed Grace Mallory's grandchildren.
Is it her children or her kids?
It was her grandchildren.
Her grandchildren, okay.
Yep. And we see all these flashbacks from Frenchie from that night. Because if you know what kind of the basic gist is, he broke from the plan and was supposed to be tracking Lamplighter.
Yeah.
And because of that, Lamplighter escaped and killed the grandchildren.
Yeah.
MM has blamed him for this because MM is very into, family and he doesn't like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Frenchie had something to do with this.
And understandably so. I mean, he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, Frenchie didn't tell the full story. There is a riot that breaks out in the prison, in the mental hospital, and they all have to work together. And what we know at this point is that this hospital is basically used so that Vought can give Compound V to these mental patients. Right? Mm-hmm. So they're all hiding in a room. Lamplighter's there. And we get the gist of the story, which is that the reason that Frenchie stopped following him was because a friend of his OD'd and he had to go and save his life.
Right.
And the reason Lamplighter killed Grace's kids was because he didn't see the room clearly and he thought it was this Grace he was killing. He didn't know it was the grandkids,
And he wanted to kill Grace?
Yeah, he wanted to kill Grace, but not the grandkids. So he's lived with that too.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, one of the mental patients escapes and throws Butcher's car.
Yep.
Or van.
Yep.
Huey's in it. He's alive, but he's hurt pretty bad.
He's hurt really, really bad, yeah.
So now we have Starlight working with Butcher to save your man Huey's life. They commandeer a car, it goes wrong, and Starlight kills the guy. Accidentally.
Accidentally kills the guy,
yep.
Yeah.
Get Huey to a hospital. He's going to live, but he ain't doing too well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go back to the mental institution. They get free. Everybody realizes the situation and is upset, and they capture Lamplighter, who doesn't really put much of a fight.
Yeah. A lot of people are dead by this time.
Yeah, they call in Grace. And we should also say that Lamplighter covered for our crew when your girl Stormfront came in.
Oh, yeah, there's another thing with Stormfront. Yes.
We're going to get there soon.
We're going to get there, okay.
Grace comes and is about to kill Lamplighter for what he did to the kids.
Yep.
And Frenchie pleads for his life, saying, hey, I know you want to kill him, but all you're going to be doing is putting him out of his misery.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so interesting because now we know that both of them have been suffering from what happened that night.
Yep.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to what's going on with the Seven, your buddies. And I guess technically Starlight is part of the Seven, but
no, she wants out of there.
Yeah.
I don't even consider her the part of the Seven anymore.
Queen Maeve has forced to make these commercials for Pride bars because now she's gay, right? And now everybody knows about it.
I was just laughing at that. I'm like, oh, this is so ridiculous.
That sounds like something a big evil corporation
Pride
would do.
bar.
And she's watching the commercial of this while smoking a joint. Elena's there. They're hanging out. Maeve, I think, gets out of the shower a little bit later on. Elena found a phone that the Deep got her from the records. And it's of a man shooting it. And it's of Homelander and Queen Maeve leaving that plane and everybody to die in the first season.
And Queen Maeve was trying to get Homelander to help her save at least 2 people.
Yeah. But Queen Maeve, for real, left them to die too. She didn't save those 2 kids.
Right.
Elena freaks out. Now, Queen Maeve is going to use this for blackmail, but Elena just thinks you're a horrible person.
Yeah.
And so now there's conflict between the 2 of them.
And she just leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now let's go to your buddy Homelander and his new girl Stormfront.
He's not my buddy.
I thought you 2 were close.
No, I probably would like the actor, but I don't like the character.
Okay.
I probably would like the actress, but I don't like her character. So
he's on set with Stormfront, and he tells her, hey, I have something to show you. She's like, I'll be back in 20 minutes, bro, and you can do anything you want to my body. So we're led to believe that it's something sexual. But then Homelander goes into his trailer, and it's not a dildo.
Oh my goodness. Okay, it's a flower and a note.
Yeah.
Flowers and a note, all right?
Oh, what? I was trying to explain it.
Don't corrupt the show.
I'm not corrupting this.
It's already corrupted anyway.
So I can't go up to the edge.
No, but I mean, come on.
It's a more tender side to Homelander, right?
Which we don't really see a lot of.
Yes.
It's very rare that we even see that.
Stormfront is late back. She doesn't get there in 20 minutes. Homelander goes to Vought and finds out that she's not there. So he's a little upset.
Yeah.
They eventually talk at the end of the episode, and she says, all right, I'm not going to lie to you any longer. I used to be married to Frederick Vought, who was a Nazi scientist who started this whole thing, as you know. And you're like the antithesis of what we wanted to do. I love you because you're perfect. And then they start making out.
Well, the antithesis is the opposite.
Oh, shit. Okay. You're like what we wanted to do since the beginning. And I love you because you're perfect. They start going at it, and then we hear the theme song to The Golden Girls. The episode ends.
I was laughing at that. I was like, why would they put that song at the end?
The reason they did it was to bookmark the episode because it starts with a flashback of Frenchie and his friends hanging out years ago, and he's talking about when I came to America, I loved watching the Golden Girls because they were a family unit.
Right, and then he said that he wanted to create. He considered his friends he considered his friends like the Golden Girls.
Yeah, and he's like Dorothy, and they're
you're my Blanche, and
You're like the other one.
No, the girl was like Dorothy.
Nice.
Which is really funny because B. Arthur, who played Dorothy, was an old, like, 60-ish woman.
Yes.
Who I thought was a man for a long time.
Everybody did.
Everybody who's everybody.
I thought it too. I mean, not when I was in my 20s, but when I was a little kid and would see the Golden Girls on TV, I thought she was a man.
I love that show. I wondered when I was a kid, why are all these old ladies on the show? Because I didn't understand the show. I just knew I liked it. And when B. Arthur was playing Dorothy, I was thinking, oh, she's not my... Oh, I should...
Uh-oh.
All right.
Well, what we'll say is we both thought that the Golden Girls was very ahead of the curve on transgender rights.
Well, what I was going to say, and I caught myself, is that she was not like my grandma because I thought, oh, she's a guy.
Yes.
And by the way, my grandma is dead, so...
Oh, it's the one he used to...
Okay.
Okay. All right.
My grandma is dead, so she won't be hearing this, but
Yeah.
I don't know if this should be in there.
Moving on.
Anyways.
Anyways.
It's a good show. I like it.
It was good for its time, but it's, it was more of a woman's show. The Boys is better. Now...
It's a guy show. That's why.
I really, really like this episode. I'd give it a strong 8. What about you?
I don't know. I'm not as into it as you are.
But this particular episode.
This one, maybe a 7.5.
Wow. So I thought that you'd really dig this stuff with Frenchie and the speech he gives to Grace at the end, because it speaks a lot to guilt and forgiveness and how Frenchie never forgave himself for what happened to her grandkids.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it is definitely deep for sure, but I really felt bad for him because he was holding on to this shame for a long time and he just, couldn't let it go.
And we're led to believe that Lamplighter is just a horrible person who likes torturing little kids. And then we find that it's an accident and he's been torturing himself ever since then.
Right.
So that kind of puts it in another perspective too, which I thought you would appreciate, because Frenchie and him are connected in guilt and grief.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I would like it because of that.
Okay.
But I mean, it is definitely, it does make you think.
What do you think of Stormfront now?
I still don't like her.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, now that now that we know what her real purpose is and that she really is a Nazi, no, I don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
But I was curious last night to find out a little bit more about the actress who plays her, and you actually found out a little bit more about her. Yeah,
apparently she's Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because
I know
a white supremacist.
I know, and I was thinking, wow, they hired a Jewish girl to play a white supremacist. She's really good on the show, though. Yes, she is. She really does play evil very well.
And she thinks that Stormfront is a disgusting character.
But she said you also said that she thought it was a challenging one too.
Yes,
and that's good that she wants to take risks. I'm glad she wants to take risks.
Homelander, switching gears a little bit, is a horrible person.
Yeah.
But the thing I like about the show is we know he's evil.
Yeah.
But we know that he was sort of led down that path, right? Because he, even Stormfront thinks, oh, he's just going to give me something sexual. But he wanted to do something to show that he really cared for her.
Yeah, because in the beginning, when he had that relationship with Madeline Stillwell, you didn't see him really treating her very nicely. At least it didn't seem like he cared. It was like they were using each other for whatever it was. And, she said that she loved him before she went bye-bye. But to me, it didn't seem like there was any depth in the relationship.
What I'm wondering from you, babes, is there any part of you that feels sorry for Homelander?
Maybe just a teeny bit, but not a lot.
Nice.
Just because he was talking to the scientist. We don't see him again, do we?
You're gonna have to keep watching, babes.
Oh my goodness.
You're gonna find out this afternoon.
Anyway, I only feel a little bit bad for him just because he had to pretend like he grew up in a certain area and that he had a good family, but he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that he had to lie about his entire childhood. So, yeah, I feel a little bit sorry, but not a lot.
Oh.
And I certainly don't feel sorry for Stormfront because she's an evil person.
Yes.
But I'm glad that the actress who plays her is like, yeah, she really is a disgusting character. And I have played mean characters, but this is really disgusting. But she also said, but it's challenging me.
Yes.
And I'm glad that she is willing to take that risk.
I am too, babes.
I wonder what people say when they see her in public, though. Like, oh, this is like they're steering clear of her.
Either that or they're embracing her. You speak for us.
No. I wonder if she's looking at the script like, oh, I hope no one tries to shoot me outside of my house.
Yes. Very good, Jay. What was there anything else you want to say about this episode?
No, I don't. But I want you to edit what I said before about the Golden Girls. Part of it.
The part about
my grandma.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll see if I do that, Jay. Well,
please.
Okay.
I'm asking you explicitly.
Okay, all right. Even though she's dead, because this is okay. Anyways, moving on, babes.
And I was actually mainly talking about B. Arthur, but anyway.
Yes.
Anyway,
let's talk about a Clubhouse for a quick minute.
All right.
I have talked with Justine Bateman. The Justine Bateman.
Which I'm so very, very jealous that you have. But
well, it's not like we were alone in the room and she was, giving me Clubhouse sex or anything. No, it was a public space and we were talking about old movies.
Clubhouse sex? Really?
It was a dumb analogy. Nothing like that happened between me and Miss Bateman. She is
No, that's really cool though, because that's really cool that you got to ask her questions and stuff.
Yeah, well, we were talking about... She actually asked me a few questions.
Cool.
When we were talking about All About Eve. Mm. But she seems like a classy lady.
That is a really good movie, too.
Yes, that's a great movie. Anyways, I saw that she was doing a Clubhouse room on Nightmare Alley. Uh-huh. But it wasn't streaming anywhere. I used my knowledge of the web to find the copy of it. Mm-hmm. I got it a little bit too late to participate in the conversation. Mm. But I thought if it's good enough for Justine Bateman, it might just be good enough for my little Jaylo.
Okay.
Last night we watched it.
It was a good movie.
It was. Do you want me to give a brief overview?
Yes.
Okay. Tyrone Power plays...
Stanton Carlisle, a.k.a. Stan.
Yeah, and he is involved with this carnival.
Yep.
There is an old couple. The wife's name is...
Xena, and her husband is Pete.
Nice. And they used to be a big time in the vaudeville era, but they've hit hard times. But Xena has this... What would you call it? Trick she does?
She has this trick where people can ask her questions about their mother or whatever it is.
But Pete, there's a way that they communicate, so she knows how to respond.
And nobody figures it out except for maybe a couple of people.
So she gives the information to Stanton, and they agree that they're going to work to go back into the mainstream and become famous. But Xena's really into tarot cards, and she does a reading one night and realizes that if she does this, Pete is going to die. And then that night, Pete passes away.
Right, and she's definitely, beside herself. She's crying uncontrollably and all that.
Yep. So Stan instead hooks up with another lady from the carnival named...
Molly.
And him and Molly start to become very well known in, I want to say, the Chicago area.
Right, and Molly, I think somewhere in the beginning, she mentioned some kind of a code.
Yes, that's what it was, a code.
Yeah, it was a code.
That Xena taught Pete.
Yes.
And they're getting famous, money. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to make this a short recap.
Sure, because it's a lot of stuff in
there. Yeah, we do want to get to the boys and finish it up. But...
The boys?
We're going to, after we do this, we're going to wrap up the series.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Well, we also talk about the other movie, too.
Yeah, I know that, babe. So that means we got to get through this one.
All right.
There's a method to my madness.
Okay.
All
right.
So, this guy comes to Stan and says, we don't really see this on camera. I'm skeptical, but you've made me believe in God. I wish I could communicate with, I think it's his dead wife.
His dead wife, Dory.
Yeah, and he's communicating this story to your girl,
Molly.
So she agrees to dress up as the dead wife and show up at the guy's estate, but stay a distance away.
Mm-hmm.
They go through the ceremony, and Molly can't take it, so she confesses to everything. Stan pushes down the old dude and runs away. Now, he had been communicating with a therapist and gave her $150,000 to watch.
And her name is Lois.
Yeah. So he tells your girl, Molly, I'm going to meet you up in a little while.
At the train station.
Yep. He goes to Lois's place, gets the money, is in a cab, and realizes that she screwed him out of about $150,000. Goes back to her place. Lois tries to play the double cross on him by calling the cops and say that he's losing his mind. That was great.
That was a really funny scene. He's like, "What is that noise?" Like, I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything. She almost reminded me of Louise Fletcher,
Louise Fletcher,
who played Kywin and Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
She played an evil Kai, of course, in Deep Space Nine.
She's great on that show, and she's great in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. But anyways, your man goes on the run, starts drinking uncontrollably, joins a carnival as a geek, which is basically their version of a mentally challenged person.
Right.
We don't know how much time has gone by since he was on top of the world, but I'm assuming 6 months to a year.
Yeah, and meanwhile, we don't know where Molly is.
Yeah, and it turns out that she had joined up with this carnival, finds Stan, and agrees to take care of him, and that's where the movie ends. So it's kind of like it comes full circle, because we're told by Xena that she screwed over Pete and is devoting her life to taking care of him. We find this out near the beginning of the movie. Right. And that's how it ends with Molly and Pete, is she agrees to take over him after screwing him over.
Molly and Stan.
Because
Molly was threatening to leave him because she's like, I can't believe you're treating these people like chumps and you're profiting off of their money.
Not only that, but she revealed the con to the rich dude.
Yep.
Which kind of ruined Stan's life.
Yep.
I really enjoyed this movie.
I thought it was great.
I'd give it like an 8.5.
Oh, yeah, me too. That was a really good movie.
What does this film teach us about the intoxication of fame and money?
Quite a bit. So I was telling you that this movie kind of reminded me of what James Randi was doing. Because I don't know a lot about James Randi, but from what I've seen so far, he was exposing cons for what they were. Psychics, preachers that were trying to get money out of people by profiting off of their emotions, things like that. So it kind of reminded me of that when Molly was saying that she learned about the code and she knew that Xena and Pete were conning people and all that, and that people will do anything for money and power.
I know that you and I completely disagree on the drug war. I'm very much legalize everything, and you're very much we need to have restrictions and this type of stuff. Uh-huh. Do you in some ways, and I know other people have said this, so this is not an original idea, but I want to get your take on it.
Okay.
In some ways, do you feel that fame and money are drugs? They're just not the kinds that you ingest through your body.
In fact, I would go even further and say that fame and money are gods, can be gods.
Really?
Yes.
So
they can be idols, I should say.
People worship them like deities.
Yes. Absolutely, I think they do. It's worse than just a drug. It's an idol. They're both idols.
Interesting there, Jaylo.
Yes.
What does this film teach us about guilt? I know we were talking a little bit earlier with Frenchie and Lamplighter, but this film also touches on that a lot.
Well, I think when it comes to guilt, it didn't seem like Stan had a lot of guilt when he was conning all these people, but Molly did. Mm-hmm. Molly was like, I can't believe that I would go through with this with you because, you know, I wanted to be your wife and I do love you, but I can't let you do this because you're hurting these people and I'm going to leave.
Apparently they just remade this movie.
I don't think I'm going to watch it.
I'm not either because something tells me they probably changed the ending. And
yeah, and this movie was already good anyway.
It's great.
It's a great movie.
not a lot of people talk about it.
Yes.
I only heard about it, I think, earlier this year, but it's legit good.
No, it's very good. I'm really, in general, I'm really liking old movies, and I mean, if you don't count the movies that I watched in second grade when we had film days, these are really good. And the films that we watched weren't even that long, but these 40s, 30s movies, really good. And 50s movies. I'm really enjoying them.
I agree. Yeah. They took a lot more chances.
Yeah.
In some ways. Now, in other ways, it's the duality of life. In some ways, they were more restrictive because of the Hays Code. But in other ways, they took more risks. Mm-hmm. And so I love... And obviously, there are more bad old movies than good ones. Mm. But the ones that are good really stand out.
Yes, they do.
And we try to watch the good ones and not, the shit films from that era. As Alana would say.
No, you would say that.
Oh.
That's Wick speak.
Oh.
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 Okay.
Yes. My mom was into tarot cards for a long time. Mm-hmm. And so when we were watching the scene with him and Xena, and she's starting to do the tarot card readings.
Yeah.
I was more in Stan's camp of, oh God, this lady's crazy. Why is she falling for this?
Oh, I was too.
Good.
I was too. I was like, no, she can't possibly think that just because the card is facing down or up, that's going to determine the fate or the outcome of Pete. And then we find out that he killed himself. So
we can replace the word tarot cards with superstition.
Uh-huh.
And what does this film teach us about how superstition can affect people's lives? And I actually think that it teaches us the wrong lesson.
Absolutely it does.
Yeah. As much as I love this film, I don't like what it says about that. But give me your take.
Well, I'll just say this. I know people in my own family that are very superstitious. And in a place like the Philippines, you hear a lot of stories of superstitious folklore. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of that in maybe every culture. And some people are it seems like they're more prone to believe it. And I don't know why. I don't know why. As I've gotten older, I've learned how to really see things for what they are and not to be so gullible. Because when you're a kid, you don't know any better, right?
Right.
You're like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. But when you get older, you start to learn how to think and look at things critically, hopefully. Some people never do. But yeah, there's some superstitious stuff that I was told as a kid. And I'm like, and as I get older, I'm like, why, and sometimes I'm just like, no, I'll just humor the person,
Nice.
Whatever. It doesn't hurt. But really, I'm like, oh, I can't believe they believe this stuff.
Very good, Jaylo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you recommend this to your family? And if so, what's your elevator pitch?
I guess, I don't really have elevator pitches.
Oh.
You seem to be stuck on elevator.
Well, because I think it's a good way to help you articulate what you feel about a particular person.
I guess I would say, this is what happens when you are hungry for money and power and don't look at superstitious things very, very critically.
Yes.
And don't believe everything that you see.
And you would tell them, watch the original. Don't
watch the remake.
Yeah.
If you know what's good for you,
watch the remake. Watch the original.
Watch the original, the remake.
Yeah, and we're assuming that the remake is better. For all we know, it's better, but something tells me that they probably Hollywooded it up and,
Some, there are probably some remakes that are really good, but in this case, just watch the original.
There's a lot of really good remakes, but something tells me that...
it's not.
Stick with the old classic.
Yes.
Very good, Jaylo.
Really good.
Anything else you want to say about this movie, or should we move on?
The cast is really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we should move on to a movie that I've heard about but never seen. And you've only seen parts of it.
When I was like 7.
It's a movie called My Left Foot, starring Daniel Day-Lewis, who he got an Oscar for this one.
That's right.
He was really good.
Homeboy did good. Give me the premise, babes. Let me know what's up.
Oh my goodness. Can you move over a little bit?
I could.
Thank you.
Yes, just a little bit.
Thank you.
Yes.
So it's about a boy named Christy Brown who was born with cerebral palsy, and it's affected the way that he walks, and it also has affected his speech. And people with CP usually are affected by one or the other. So I'm going to try to make this quick because there's a lot of things in this movie.
Yeah, just hit me with the highlights.
He lives with a lot of siblings
In Dublin, right?
In Dublin, I believe it is. Some part of Ireland. And he comes from a big Catholic family. And so there's a lot of like Catholic references to like purgatory and things like that. He's going throughout his childhood. He's trying to learn how to communicate, and he draws things and he writes things with his foot because he realizes that he can use his left foot. He can't use his arms very well, but he does have them. So there's flashbacks to his younger days, and there's also him as an adult, and he's with a woman. She's like an assistant. In the beginning, we think she's like a nurse's assistant. Basically, what happens is she's part of what is then the modern day, and she's reading the book that he wrote. He's about to speak at this event, and she's just assisting him for that day. Yeah, and so he is. We don't find out about more about the book until much later. Yeah. So he goes throughout his life. He figures out that he can write with his left foot. His mother is very supportive, but also very worried about him. Mm-hmm. His father is, he tries his best, but he's got some issues with him too. He's got some issues, but his dad, for real, I think does try. Yes. It's not like he doesn't try. And we're just saying he tries his best because you're supposed to say that about all dads. But he actually does try. He makes the effort. Go ahead. And I think you're cynical about fathers anyway. But they're the best. Besides for mothers who produce these little angels. Oh, they're Bubs. The best because they help out. Go ahead. Come on. Tell me. Good luck back to the movie, babes. Oh. Your sarcasm isn't very attractive. The only thing I love more than fathers or mothers. Oh. A little baby. I wish you actually meant that. Okay. But anyway. Let's go back to this movie. Yeah, little babies are nice until they cry. Oh. Anyway, so he's going throughout his life. Tears from an angel. Oh. All right. No, sorry, go back. Stop it. All right. Go ahead. He's going throughout his life. He, meets with a teacher who is, well, I guess she's a therapist. She, specializes in working with, people with CP. At this time, Christy is a teenager, and he is reluctant at first, but he agrees to go to the school. But he's disappointed to find out that all the people that are students are little kids, and he doesn't want to deal with that. Mm-hmm. So, she agrees to work with them at home, and he is really getting close to this teacher, and the mom's worried because she believes that he really loves his teacher. Yeah. Do you think she's got the idea that he is in love with her yet? Absolutely. Or? Okay. Yes. Yeah. And I think she figures out that he's going to be hurt. Yes. So, it comes to a head. Yes. Because they agree to do a showing of Christy Brown's paintings. Yep. Because he's really good at that type of stuff. And they go out for dinner afterwards, and she tells him, hey, I'm actually engaged to this guy. And Christy starts drinking. Well, we don't want to give everything away about the scene, partially because Alana and I were busy doing something. But let's just say it was a very uncomfortable scene. And had we been paying more attention to this scene, I think we would have been disturbed by it. It was still disturbing. Yeah. To me. Yes. I was paying attention to it, but you were falling asleep. No, I was actually doing something else. Oh my goodness. And you were falling asleep during the other movie. Yeah, and you were farting. I was not.
Yes, you were.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what?
Let's back to the movies.
This has nothing to do with what we were doing. Anyway, so that goes on. He finds out that his mom is making an extra room, and he wants to help out, and he apologized for the way that he's been acting.
Yes.
His father comes out and like, oh, what's going on here? And he's like, oh, Christy is helping me make this room. 'Cause I guess it's on the side of the house, right?
I think so, yes.
And he says, oh, not to worry. Brown and Sons are at your service. So he gathers up the other boys. Later on, it's found out that Mr. Brown, I forgot what his name is. Mr. Brown is on the floor and he's not moving. They open the door. He dies right there. They, I guess you don't see his funeral, but they go to the pub afterwards. Mm-hmm. Or Christy goes to the pub and...
No, the family does.
Oh, the family goes to the pub, which is kind of strange, but... And I think... Who was the one that was saying, oh, can we just shut this guy up?
That was one of the other patrons.
Okay.
Yeah. And Christy gets into a huge fight. I love that part of the movie.
But doesn't Christy say, it's all right,
At first, but then they start insulting each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those are basically some good highlights from the film. And the last thing maybe we should say, well, you give the overview.
Okay, so the last thing is when Christy goes to this thing in his honor because he writes his story.
And the girl who he was attracted to asked him to come there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And during this thing, before he gets out, he tries to ask her out. And
this other girl, the assistant.
Yeah.
For the day.
Her name is Mary.
Yep.
And he notices that she is very reluctant and says, I have to go to an appointment.
On a date.
On a date, yes. She calls it an appointment. And he's like, you're afraid of me, aren't you? And so she leaves. He goes out. The guy, I think he's a British guy, reads excerpts of his story.
Yep.
The family's there, the mom's there, and everybody in his family is really, really proud of him. They end up leaving and saying goodbye to Christy. And then Mary comes back. And what happens?
He's basically talking to her about the area that we're in, and then we get like a thing on the screen saying Mary, I think her last name was Carr, married a homeboy in like 1972. Mary,
I think her last name might be Carrie or Carr
something
or
like
whatever.
that, yeah.
And
they did not call him homeboy in the last thing. But
it was a really good movie.
It was good. I only have one real issue with it. And that is that I haven't read the book that it's based on.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much it's changed from the real life story, right? Because oftentimes in movies, they'll try to make it more upbeat or, they want to play with your emotions a little bit.
Yeah.
So I do wonder how accurate the film is compared to the book. And also, Christy Brown died about 8 years before this movie was released. So there's no way of really knowing what he would have thought of it.
Ah. Oh, that's right. He did.
He passed away in 1981.
That's right.
Which they don't say in the ending credits.
No, they don't. But Daniel Day-Lewis was excellent. And so was the child actor that played younger Christy.
They were both great.
Yeah. And I have to mention, because you told me that he was really good in that scene where his mom is on the floor, on the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, near the beginning of the movie.
And he's inching his way down the stairs, even though it's probably killing him because he's probably in a lot of pain, but he's willing to do whatever he could to get to his mom. And you said that he was good in that scene.
Yeah, that was a little kid. He was great in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do more research on this guy. I want to read the book now, and I tried to find it. It's not on Bookshare, but it might be on Bard. And if it's not, then I'll figure out another way to get the book.
Yeah.
It's hard to do character analysis, at least for me, when I know that the characters are based on real people.
Yeah,
and I don't know the full story.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make this somewhat quick.
Yeah.
But what can we learn about dealing with grief from this family? Because there's the obvious thing, right? Of, they have a son with CP and he has a hard time of life. But there's also that's just a cover up for this family is super poor And they have other struggles with their other kids that we don't see in the film.
Yes.
Except for with the daughter.
Right. And, yeah, that's right. And then we see some of the kids.
But we don't know the pain they've caused their parents, or the pain that's a result. So what does this family teach us about dealing with grief and pain?
I don't know that they knew how to deal with it. Because remember that scene when the father finds out that one of his daughters is pregnant?
It's hard to forget that scene.
I know. It was very sad because he didn't know how to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And the mom was trying to calm him down and say, stop it. That's not right. Stop it. And he didn't know how to deal with it. And also I think he was drinking too, right?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, actually, no. Maybe he wasn't. I think the mom was like, telling Christy, you're just like your father. You're hard on the outside.
That was a different scene. That was when he came back from making an asshole out of himself at the restaurant with your girl and her fiance.
Eileen and Peter.
Yeah.
And it's, his, we don't really know what kind of issues his father was going through.
Mm-hmm.
He just seemed like he was fine one minute and then just like off the rails the next minute, very angry, and didn't know how to handle it. And you can only imagine what his mom was going through, because his mom, when he was younger, had to carry him up the stairs. He couldn't get up the stairs. And, he had to find people to watch Christy, and she was saving a lot of money to buy him a good wheelchair. And his father was very upset about that, because
they didn't have enough money for food because the dad had lost his job for throwing a brick at his supervisor.
Right. And that wasn't good.
No.
So, and it seemed like he did not know how to deal with it until the day he died. But I thought it was interesting too that when he was helping the boys build that room, before that happened, his mom was like, well, let your father do that. He needs it.
Mm-hmm. No, she says that as they're building the room.
Right,
she doesn't tell that to Christy. She says that to the other
Well,
sons.
that's what I mean. I
Okay.
mean, she was telling it to the other kids and saying, let your father do this because he needs to do it.
Yes.
And that's really the only thing that we know that he was dealing with, his whatever he was going through, his depression or whatever it was.
I go there, Jaylo.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this movie to members of your own family? And if so, how do you sell it to them?
I don't sell it.
Okay. What's your elevator pitch?
They like watching stuff with people that have disabilities, so I don't think I have to sell it.
Nice.
Especially if the person is blind, which is kind of funny. No, I'm serious, Bubs. I'm serious. Like, every time something, like they see something on TV with like a movie with a blind person, they call me up, and I think it's hilarious. It's like
I hate that type of stuff.
I think it's funny, but it's like, oh, okay, here we go again. I kind of brush it off because I'm like, okay, I think they are. I think it touches them. I don't know why it does, but they're like, oh, you got to watch that movie. It's about a blind person. I'm like, okay. And I was talking to a friend of mine, at least she used to be, and we both thought it was kind of funny.
I don't really care about most movies about blind people. Mm. But I heard something recently that sounded interesting. There's a horror movie with a blind guy who kills a whole bunch of people.
Oh, wow.
That sounds like it could be pretty fun. That came out I think a year ago.
What is it called?
I don't remember the name. A friend of mine told me about it. But yeah, I generally don't care about who's blind in a movie, or isn't this great that they're going to get blindness wrong and, your relatives can see it and think that it's an accurate portrayal.
I don't believe that you should go out and protest a movie like that.
No.
But I also think that you should have the choice of whether you want to see it or not.
And it feels like very rarely are blind people really consulted on the making of these movies. Uh-huh. And I'm sure it happens once in a while, but they'll hire a consultant and not take any of the advice that they give. Uh-huh. So that's why I don't support films about blind people there, Jaylo.
I think there is a blind actor somewhere. I think I heard about that.
There are many blind actors, but they don't get work.
Oh. Yes. You think so?
I told you, babes. No, this isn't exactly the same thing because this was like either a high school or college production.
Yeah.
But I knew a blind girl back in the day when I was living in Colorado. And we're having dinner one night. It's just me and her. Nothing happened, by the way.
Okay.
And she told me that in school, they were doing a production of Wait Until Dark.
Yeah.
Which is basically the story of this blind woman who has to defeat these robbers.
Oh, wow.
They refused to give her the part of the blind girl or the blind lady because they thought that, you would be so obvious for that and you would know what to do and it would be unfair. So instead they didn't give her any role.
That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
I mean, who better would play a blind person than an actual blind person?
You know, this is a side tangent.
Okay.
But if there are successful actors with disabilities, they're very few and far between. And it's usually not invisible disabilities, like blindness, right?
That's a visible disability, isn't it?
But I'm saying you don't see blind actors who are successful. At least they don't talk about it.
The only one I know, well, there's a couple of people I
know, Marlee Matlin is successful. And right. Who were you going to say?
Yes, I was going to say Marlee Matlin. I was going to say Chris Burke.
I don't know who that is.
He was on Life Goes On as Corky because he had Down syndrome.
Okay, that was 40 years ago.
But still, Bubs,
okay,
he was an actor.
Okay. So here's what I'm saying, babes.
What?
I've had this idea for a while that the disability community, this is going to sound so weird.
It already does, but go on.
They should pick one person who's a teenager and who's really into acting and rally around that person by giving them the plum roles in the play, raising money so that they can take acting classes and devote themselves to acting. And then after a few years, send them person off to Hollywood and give them a stipend so they can survive for a year or two without having to find a real job and just focus on the craft and get that person in the door. I don't know. That's a crazy idea.
That's a crazy idea, but that might actually be a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might actually be a good thing because...
And I gave you a simplified version.
And it's tough for anyone to become an actor because you really have to sell yourself in some ways. You have to market yourself. Selling yourself sounds different. You have to market yourself and make yourself more employable.
Yes. As you know, I'm not trying to sell myself as an actor, but I do have a script of a short film that I plan to direct.
Yes.
And was very close to happening before the pandemic started. So
okay,
we'll see if I can get that made. The Jaylo.
Yeah, I hope so. It sounded like a really good premise.
Thank you, babes.
Yes.
Yes. A female hero.
A female hero
is not the name of my piece, but we have a female protagonist.
Right.
So the guy is the bad one.
Yes, he is. But I like the premise of it.
Thank you, babes. I think we said a lot here, Jaylo.
Yes, we did.
And now it might be time to get some chocolate, make out, and then finish up the boys.
Oh, and don't forget the chips, too.
And the chips.
If you want to have that.
Yes. Do you feel good with that, babes?
Yes.
All right, let's have a quick kiss.
Okay. Stop!
Okay.
Bubs!
All right.
Okay, for real this time. No weird stuff.
For real, babes.
No weird distraction.
And that goes for you, too.
What? Hey, you're the one who's distracted.
Well, nobody cares.
What?
All right. All right.
Goodness.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.